So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. It's the 1225th solve for this channel, and I'm extremely excited about that. It's like, ooh, get to live to fight another day. And so here we are. If you wouldn't mind, if you find this enjoyable to a degree, it'd be nice if you'd subscribe. It is free. I mean, it's totally free. It doesn't require anything other than just a minor commitment. And then you can ignore me in the feed if you want. But when you don't ignore me in the feed, it'd be great if you'd hit the like button for me. I appreciate that too. We have a fantastic word of the day. Our wind down word of the day today is apiculate. This is ending abruptly in a distinct point. I think of a palm leaf, right? And this is one of those words that we usually stick. It's just usually kind of it just kind of lends itself to like botany and the discourse community language of botanists, but I'm always grabbing words that I can then use elsewhere, right? I can imagine something ending in a distinct point, maybe on the road, maybe it's walking, through some alleys in some foreign city and then coming to a dead end, right? And I think all of a sudden we could probably apply apiculate to that. Perhaps we need to make it more like that, the verb thing, apiculate. I mean, why not? Language is fluid. You want to create a word? Create one. If everybody starts using it, it means the same thing. Guess what? You've coined a new word. So today in history, I cannot believe this. I guess I did not realize that in 1947, on this day, the very first episode of Meet the Press aired. And it is the longest running TV show in the United States. And I can see that. I love waiting around until Monday morning here in Europe to maybe drive to work and then maybe download an episode of Meet the Press that I can listen to, on my way to work. Still very relevant. It's just a great news program. And let's see. In 1975 was this is just incredible. 1975 was the first performance of the Sex Pistols, and that was at St. Martin's College in London on this day. Again, 1975. I was, on this day in 75, I was 3 years old, and I know I would have really digged them. But it would have to be another 7 or 8 years before I would. But boy, have I spent a lifetime digging the Sex Pistols. So, not a bad deal altogether. I want to say happy birthday to John Philip Sousa, who entered the world in 1854. I remember doing The Music Man. I played Charlie Cowell in The Music Man a couple of years ago, and had this one friend that played, I think he was the band leader or the police officer in town or whatnot, but when they were going through, and John Philip Sousa, and then he just snaps to with this beautiful salute, and it was quite nice, and it was very entertaining. J10 we called him. Anyway, so in 1946 we had Sally Field came into our world, an amazing woman she is, 79th birthday today. I'm showing the picture of the Flying Nun. But that was my favorite show with her. And then Gidget. And then it would have to be all the Smokey and the Bandit, or maybe the one that she did in Smokey and the Bandit. I don't know. I kind of liked that too. And of course, when she had helmet hair in Steel Magnolias, I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, what was the daughter's name in Steel Magnolias? It was almost like a boy's name, but it was cute. But anyways, called her Mama Helmet Head. Can't remember what exactly that was. And in 1987, a big name in the crossword, Anna Ivanovic, the tennis player, came into this world. So 1987, happy birthday to you, Anna Ivanovic. So a little bit of Solver's Courage. And we have a Thursday puzzle to get into, and I'm tickled to death about it because it's Thursday, which is the day that we usually get rebuy and all the good stuff. And as a Marvist, rebuy are fabulous. So we got a Sam Brody construction here, edited by Will Shorts, and let's just hope for something kind of fun and challenging. Let's do it. This is the gateway drug for the weekend solves, right? This is it. Start with some over-the-counter stuff. Next thing you know, deadpan alley, right? You know, I get it. That's just what it is. Thursday kind of gets you in on it. And next thing you know, boom, Friday, Saturday. It's really exciting. So, the 1987 film Spaceballs. It was a spoof. I don't know. I don't know. It could be a farce. I guess it could be a... I have no idea. Like many mustaches in film. Wake up call. Let's try an alarm here. Let's try an alarm, see if that gets us up on the board. I cannot remember. I don't remember the daughter's name in Steel Magnolias. I know she married Jackson, but I cannot remember her name. And it seems like it was a name that actually could have gone either way. Shelby, was it? I think it was Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby.
Shelby.
I was about to say, I can't remember, and then you got it.
Shelby, you know. Told her mom she had like a football helmet hair. That was great. That was Sally Field. So let's see. Greeting found scrambled in part of mahalo appropriately, and that would be aloha. I've been kind of silently wondering when that was going to creep in. Because, you know, they're so closely spelled to each other. I've been thinking about that for a long time. SoCal area with the Latino Walk of Fame, and I think that is East LA. Great song, too, by the way, by Cheech Marin. And I don't know if Tommy Chong took part in that or not, but Born in East LA. Yeah, it was just kind of a fun song. I think the 80s, maybe, something like that. Are we getting false here? Because this looks like it could start to become a farce. Museum's entrance and exit, I guess we're talking about M's. Language in which Cabanica is 10 down. Well, I've never heard this before in my life. And I'm a polyglot. What are we talking about here? Okay, cool. Show little sign of slowing down. If this is a farce, I guess these could be false mustaches. Well, why not? Try it. Kind of butter and beauty products. Aha, now we have ourselves an anchor. Now we're talking about shea butter. I always wonder how healthy that stuff actually is for you. I mean, I have no idea. Prancing horse and golden bull in the auto industry would be logos. There's a guy that used to design them. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's see. Little sign of slowing down. I guess we could be raging there with a farce to complete that. Little closure. I think we might have Croatia. And I don't speak any Croatian. None whatsoever. I blush to say, but I don't. Yearn could be too long. So far, I don't feel like I'm getting any feel for like a rebus. Pot papers. Oh, we're not talking about rolling up, a fatty or, pin folding a fat. No, we're talking about maybe IOUs, perhaps. Let's take a look at that AU. Get together for a party. Blank AU. Do you think we might be talking about a caucus, a different kind of party? Maybe? Oh, okay, why not? Dressing choice. What did I go put 2 in here? What did I do here? Okay, let's try this again. Caucus. All right, do I need to go through everything real quick and make sure that maybe I should just take a deep breath? Namaste, something like that. Chill, and just put the words in and don't fat finger something. You know how embarrassing that is, Christopher. Yes, I do. Ranch dressing. Got it. All right, so... Jeez Louise. All right. I don't know. She's. Let's see. Maybe it's she's. Okay, because I think this is a spa. A hydrotherapy center sounds like a spa. And when we used to get paid as civil servants, we would go to the spas on the weekends, to the saunas. But now we look at each other and blame each other for terrible life choices like becoming civil servants. Not really. We actually really like each other, so we hang out and I don't know, we do whatever. 20% perhaps. I don't know. What do you think would be a tip? I have no idea. Nab, if that's a tip. I think we can put the tip in there. Okay. You have to bleep that out. I didn't, never mind. All right, nab could be 2 C's. Certain stumbling block or a hint to 3 pairs of symmetrically positioned answers in this puzzle. Huh. Like some orders and tails could be tall, and now I'm seeing it. It looks like it might be maybe a tongue twister. Let's see. A braggart, a rogue, a villain, Romeo and Juliet. A braggart, a rogue, and a villain. We had a nameplate made up for one of our art directors back in the 90s, and we put it on his door, and it said, fornicator, wastrel, and lush. I don't think he ever took it down. He was kind of proud of it, so just saying. Nab, maybe to bag. All right, closest pal in brief, maybe a BFF. Bungles, maybe flubs. Language in which Zichtev is 49 across. We've got this, I think it's Flemish. My best buddy Bramps he speaks Flemish. He's from Antwerp. So I guess sheesh. I guess I didn't know. I mean, I don't think I've ever spelled sheesh. I don't know. I guess I don't know what I'm doing. So, do we have a W there? Geez Louise. Wow, it seems like deja vu here, right? It just had that. So, geez Louise, maybe wowza, daredevil's mantra in brief, maybe YOLO. You only live once. Yeah, so maybe try to hang on to it a little bit. Yeah, try to, like I have any room to talk. I mean, I am so lucky to be alive. I mean, I gambled so much with my life at some point. I mean, it's ridiculous. Now I'm like, ooh, I've earned every wrinkle on my face. Yes, it was, gosh, who was the writer? Orwell. It was Orwell who said that by the age of 40, a man has the face he deserves. I think it's about right, So I'm going to go with a yowza, but I honestly don't know how to spell sheesh or yowza. I'm going to assume this is an H. Yowza, I don't know. Now I got to figure out what that word is. Sich self. Sich self. I think it's himself. Or is it herself? Zichtzelf. If you listen to Flemish or Dutch, you can hear a lot of German and English in it, right? So I don't know. I'm thinking it's like a something self. Let's see if we got any help on these here. Beamed, finagled, a discount, say. Have high hopes, perhaps to aspire. So, finagled a discount, say maybe saved. Boy, I tell you what, it's not just jumping out at you, is it? Source of a printout often could be a PDF, and one in a gem set could be a rip. I feel like we've got a good anchor over here too. So spin could be to reel. Be in the military would be to serve, and that it really is service, right? So I think beamed could be smiled. So we got himself, Zichtzelf, and I don't know anything about asking a socialite in a long-time tabloid advice column. I have no idea. Big shot could be a VIP. C53 across. What's this BM? Oh, that's a problem. Many a cult classic. No, it's not. We could be talking about a B movie. Okay, so we're still kind of in the game here. Non-RX. We were just talking about. We just said over the counter. We were talking about gateway drugs. You start at the over the counter. Next thing you know, you're on like Tin Pan Alley or Deadpan Alley or whatever. I mean, that's just so weird. Sometimes it's just eerily weird. Skedaddles, maybe scats. Protests that aren't going anywhere. How about sit-ins? That's a clever way to put that too. I love that. Language in which Drosmix is 57 across, and I'm gonna assume this would be Latvian. Don't know any Latvian, don't know any Croatian, so yeah, that's not gonna help. I am vaguely familiar with Dutch and Flemish. That's about it, the extent. Cryptology group could be the NSA, but it could also be the NSC. Let's see. Woman's name invented by Jonathan Swift, and that is so true. Whenever I meet Vanessas, I say that, and I sometimes get that look like I've got something funky growing between my eyes, right? It's very weird. A John could be a Lav. Actress de Armas would be Anna. Designates in a way could be to have anointed. Great deal could be a ton. And, okay, looking really good. So zip. Okay, when we see zip, thinking, okay, we could be nil. We could be vim. We could be pep. And who knows? Who knows? Because they all kind of mean zip. But this is looking more and more like this might be like an Ivana. One, and Shotzi's laughing at me.
No, I'm not. I'm laughing because people probably think, what is she doing back there?
She's got her sexy cheetah blanket, and she's gonna take a nap, so she's still jet lagged. And you know, I don't blame her. One accepted into the family. Vim could make that a maid man. Latvian, I don't know. So is this an I? Resistance to change. Could be inertia. So I'm going to go with Vim and a maid man. And it's a mob thing, I guess. And color on the beach could be to tan. Actress Long of Love Jones would be Nia Long. And let's see, put a pin in it. Okay, got it. How about an ATM? Very nice. So, and I guess we got Valiant for in Latvian, which is funny. We're, yeah, wow, L-A-T. I mean, wow, very nice. So these are absolutely anagrams. Very nice. Okay, so I think we feel good enough with a tongue twister here. So vegetables in Cajun cuisine, okras. Isn't it just okra? Isn't okra the plural for that? I mean, are there various kinds of okra? Is that making it okras? I don't know. Interesting. Smart cookie. Now, honestly, I was thinking it might be a Wookiee, that kind of thing, and I'm like, what? Okay, Canon collection in brief would be SLRs. And annual February-March event with the Oscars. I feel relatively certain that I will never be nominated for one, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay. At least a nod. Do they even have awards for YouTube for like really great educational, fun language shows? Because we could be put in for that maybe. I don't even know if one exists. I don't know. Maybe we got to start our own.
Specific category? Games.
I don't know. I'm just saying,
Probably not fun language, whatever.
Fun language, just wind down and BS about words, stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Create your own category where you're the only person.
Maybe I just
win.
Yeah. Things often included in a free subscription. Yes, that's why we have to pay for them. Cannot do that. Microscopic. Oh, wow. Bad way to go could be a rye. Skeptical sort could be a cynic or a scientist. It's not cynical to be skeptical. Just want to know the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. Trailer opening. How about a semi-tractor trailer? College official could be a dean. So microscopic could be we. And Super Bowl 56 winner would be a ram. Okay. Just feels very choppy to me. Not much of a flow here. Maker of the i4 and the i5 would be a BMW in German. Brazen could be brash. And groups and roundups could be herds. And critical item, perhaps a need. So animal and mini a roundup. How about a steer? Photo option could be a mat. And lost could be at sea. More likely to make the correct choice would be wiser. And I guess Croatian, the word for is raincoat. Oh, let's see how we did, Bob. Oh, very cool. I have to say, yeah, some areas that I got a little tripped up because it wasn't what I expected. It just felt a little awkward, but that's completely on me. This is beautifully constructed here, very clever. No rebus today anywhere. No rebuy. Yeah, so a kabanica in Croatia is a raincoat. I'll need to remember that. Here in Germany, it's a Regenmantel. So, anyway. So then we had, let's see, we had that one, and we had Flemish and himself, and Latvian and valiant. So I need to remember. Drosmix would be a nice way for me to say that someone is brave. Kind of cool. Sam Brody, excellent grid today. Beautifully constructed, solidly, well done. Cheers. All right, we'll bring down our Bennier de Adieu. And again, if you don't mind, you hit the like button, it'd be awesome. That would just really help to get the algorithm working for us for a change. That would be great. But on the whole, man, what a pleasure it has been just to sit here and solve a grid with you. My name is Christopher, and I'm always delighted to do this. I look forward to it a great deal on the way home. I think about it during the day. And yeah, I kind of miss doing the crossword during the day, just taking my time going through it like I used to a couple years ago before we started doing this. But it really gives me something to look forward to when I get home. And, it's not a very long process. I get it edited, uploaded, take my evening shower, and then we're watching a movie. I mean, it's just not a bad existence, really. And that's what I think everybody should be striving for, right? You can live le bon vivant. You can live the good life, right, on any budget, right? You don't have to have millions to live the good life. All you got to have is the willingness to take a little extra time and make things pleasant for yourself as best as you can, right? And so, until we see you tomorrow for the Friday grid, the penultimate grid for the week for me, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. So, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, arrivederci, que tengas un lindo días, masalamati, be well out there, take care, be nice to strangers, and remember, all of those immigrants that you meet, they're very, very brave people, especially when they're trying to use a language that is not natural to them. Be well, take care.